Welcome, friends. Glad to have you. Glad to be here with you in this wonderful place that we do oftentimes call the real world. Now, we left off in the middle of a harrowing battle. One that I would not do justice to try to reiterate. But I do know one person. Yes, I'm sure of it. There's one person who could give us a rundown, maybe even do the recap.
I'll do it. Our adventurers found themselves in a mist battle with an ancient vampire blood leech. As the sanguine moon screamed red upon the skies, a battle furied below. Our session was just one round of combat, but a very intense one. I'd say most of our party members are either downed or stunned as we fight this vampire who shapeshifts into 3 forms, and we've collected some information, and Gloombringer was on the brink of retreat, seeing all of his allies falling around him, but showed resolve after some reassuring words from the party, and decided to stay and fight, and we managed to kill the vampire out of his first form, and he has now taken a new form. Insert phase 2 of the fight, where we begin tonight. And again, half the party is either downed or stunned, and the brink is nigh.
The brink is nigh.
And we re-rolled initiative, so I get my turn skipped.
The brink is nigh. I do like that. I like thinking of the brink as nigh. Let's reiterate those initiatives for me, your lovely DM, as I change them.
We placed them.
Oh, perfect.
They should be on the board still.
Let me switch the map here.
You did not, of course, place your initiative of the vampire, so we've been clueless all week as of where he's going to be in said initiative.
Well, first and foremost, take your very well-deserved point of inspiration. That was a great recap. Thank you, sir.
Oh, I fucking need it.
And we'll see as the map loads in.
Let me boot up the map very quickly.
Alright.
Let me boot
I've
up the
got
Gloombringer.
Charmcaster at a 26. I've got Stark at a 19. I've got the lovely Ambassador at a 27. I've got Atlantis at an 8 for initiative. Gloombringer at a 24.
Yes, rather nice.
Rather nice.
And even sadder, Charmcaster and Ambassador rolled better than me, so I can't heal them and give them a turn. So.
Got Knight at a 3. Got Atlantis at an 8.
They're just ahead of me in the initiative order.
Listen, at least you still have your magic.
That is fair. At least we still have each other.
Well, not for
Yeah, but
long.
fuck this, I'm out. I'm gone. If the map will just fucking load for me.
Alright.
Yeah. What did you do, son?
18.
We established that if you put your mark, Ben, on one form, when the form changed, it would transition, right?
Correct.
Okay. But I think he's going to be in one form for the second phase.
Who knows?
Hopefully.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't.
Who knows?
The ultimate form.
Okay. We started at the top of our new initiative phase. Everyone immediately as he goes down, you watch as Morn is slain, and explodes into another swarm of bats. Each and every one of you becomes swarmed by one of these vampire bat swarms as a black cloud of wings, fangs, and talons swoop around. All the while, they come to reform Morn on a building not far from you. As they do so, each of you are going to take some damage. Everyone who is swarmed, that includes the people who are on the ground, takes 11 necrotic damage. And you need to let me know what damage total you end up taking.
You said 11?
Yep, so it's 11 necrotic. Just let me know how much damage you actually take.
5.
Okay, I'll heal 5.
Also 5.
Another 5.
5 and 11.
5 and 11 heal. I assume Charmcaster and Ambassador take the full damage.
Glimburger takes 11. They have both passed 2 saves, so now they failed to save.
Okay.
And they would take the full.
Very nice. And you...
Yeah. So Ambassador takes the full 11, but also I think Ambassador went down last session, and my character sheet still shows 47 HP.
I was not able to manipulate your character sheet, so I was doing it on paper. You should be on the ground with 2 positive saves, and now you've just taken 1 negative save. You
Gotcha.
still have an inspiration, so you could use that on your next death save.
All
But
right.
I was rolling good, so
So 2 fails, 1 success?
yes.
Thank
No,
you.
No, other way
2
around.
successes, one fail.
Yeah, 2 successes,
Okay.
1 fail. All right. And it's as these vampire bats relieve themselves from you,
You.
or well, you know what I meant.
Raising.
Whoa.
I said from you, not on you. A good portion of them break off and begin to form Morn himself. And I got a 20, so I'll go right here, right above my little bats. And it's going to start with Ambassador's turn. Ambassador, please. A saving throw.
Saving throw.
Versus death.
Versus the inconvenient.
I'm sorry, I had to bring that back up just because it was really funny.
Ben made a victim explodes joke earlier today.
Right, so I rolled a 4, which isn't great, so I will use that initiative. Or that.
I will immediately take that with my reaction and put an inspiration on myself. Thank you.
Alright, so 14.
Hey, he's up!
He's up! Very nice.
No, he's stable.
Yeah, I think I'm at 0, right?
Up rather than dead, I should say. Yes, he's not standing. He's not up.
Okay.
But he's no longer currently dying until I hit him again. And he starts dying again. Alright. That was Ambassador's turn. Charmcaster, who is also knocked down, currently unconscious, fighting off
D20!
death.
11!
Very nice. Charmcaster is also stable.
Jesus.
I'm going to legendary action at the end of Charmcaster's turn. And the Dark Prince Morn, the ancient Blood Leech, is going to use one of his mythic actions.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm going to ask that everyone who currently has a sworn on them, which is everyone, Let me just make sure that this is
Is it
appropriate.
everyone? Is it everyone? Or...
Yes, because the mythic action swarmed you all. That's what you took the 11 damage from.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm just gonna put some.
Dude, there you go. I had mine
There
on
we
the
go.
side. There we go. This one was stacked. I think I just moved it to the side so I could click myself.
All right. And I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Here we go, everybody. Oh, 23.
All right, very nice.
25.
Is this one a spell?
It is not a spell.
I'll take a
It's a
26.
magical effect.
It is not a magical effect. The bats are magical, but it is not a magical effect.
Natural 5.
30.
All right. The DC is 22. If you pass, you take no damage. If you fail, you take 4d12 necrotic.
I failed.
I feel like Chumbawamba. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
And it's 21 necrotic damage. And I just need y'all to let me know how much you are actually taking.
Technically, I took 0.
Well, No, you would take the 21 damage.
Yeah, but I didn't go down to like negative hit points.
No, but I still get healed, which is nice for me.
Okay.
So I'll take the 21 from you. And Charmcaster?
Oh, I didn't even roll her. Sorry. Decent roll, but probably not going to make it. I'll go find her modifier real quick.
Come on, give me them good heals.
Charmy, where you at? 17?
17 will fail. I'll take another 21.
She will fall down again.
Down to 1 death save. Failed. Everyone else?
Oh, I don't think any of the rest of us took any damage. So.
Con save was 22. Everyone passed?
Yep.
Okay. Not bad. That actually brought me right up. That brought me right up to full. So I'm at max now. That's pretty
10
nice.
for me. I'm trying to see what my dragon's saving throw is. Where's DME Beyond? There it is.
Also, I want to remind Gloom and Atlantis that you both have an adornment whenever you want to use those.
Yes, which one? I can heal you, right? Right, no, I can revivify.
You can, yes.
I
You can
revivify. He can heal you.
Yeah. You can revivify anyone, not just me.
But also you.
Yes.
Like,
19 for my dragon's save, so he also takes
Nice.
20 total between Atlantis and his dragon.
All right. That will be my legendary action, Gloombringer.
can I have a 90-foot cone, please?
A 90-foot cone. Here, you
Yes.
can use this one. We'll just make it bigger. 76, 90. It's a big cone.
I mean, didn't we do it before where it's like, isn't it from here to here?
That's 9. So cones are 90 this
90
way,
This way, yeah.
and then 90 this way. at
And
the
90
end.
this way.
Yep.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 20.
It very well could be the entirety of the map almost.
Yeah, it's like most of the map the last time we did it.
Yeah, because...
Well, last
It's-
time we did it, it was up in the air and we were kind of going down,
That's also a
which
fair
is
point.
like a 90-foot circle.
There you go, bigger.
Oh my god.
It's very big. I don't think you'll have a problem hitting whatever it is you're trying to hit.
Here we go. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm in the right spot. That's all.
It's a big cone.
Holy frick. Jesus Christ.
Oh, and does haste doubles your movement, right?
It does.
Okay, very nice. Okay, very nice. So, 1T. That gets just about all of them. 10, 15, 20, 50,
I feel like you could get
25.
wipe
I
out.
can go one more cube. Yeah, and get all this. Okay, let me... Okay, so Gloombringer is going to first bait and switch with Atlantis.
So, do I have to use my reaction for that, or is it
You
free?
do not. It is very much free. I'm going to be taking the AC. I'll take 6 on my AC. Go to 31.
Very
I will then
nice.
voluntarily move to here. You may take opportunity attacks.
I will
You must
take
make a
1,
charisma
2,
save first.
3, 4, 5. I'll make 5 and I'll try to make my saves now.
Uh-huh.
I'll start with the charisma. What's the DC?
A 29.
I could never beat it, so all of them will not be able to target you.
Very nice. I will then use a bonus action to cast Mantle of Majesty, which does require a reaction as Gloombringer screams to the party, "Get out of the way unless you want to be burned to a crisp." You may all move 60 feet without provoking opportunity attacks, and you also may take 11 temporary hit points.
Okay.
DM ruling on how that happens when, or how that works when you're down.
You don't move.
Okay. How about the 11 temp HP?
Do you have to move to take the temp HP?
No, that is automatic.
So I'll say you get the temp HP, but you are still down.
Okay.
How much movement do we get?
60 feet. I'd also, yeah, I'm. You know the direction I'm shooting, so.
I'm gonna go 60 feet straight up over here.
That's a plan.
Your thing is currently blind as far as the battlefield goes. Please move me wherever you see fit.
Okay.
I put you next
I'll
to
keep you-
Stark.
Keep your dragon with you as well. We will then breathe fire. I believe we get just about everybody in front of me here. Give or take a couple.
My bats! No!
Yes.
Fuck
I will
you.
now roll 2066.
And what does this look like when you breathe fire?
I'm already glowing with a radiant form, so it's kind of like all of the light for a moment cools up in my vocal cords, and almost with like a resonant shout, this fire comes pouring out of my mouth. 101 fire damage. Please make a dexterity saving throw.
For half?
Or take all of it, yeah, or half.
Even if they pass, all the bats are going to fizzle into flame. So if you would be so kind as to just delete all of them, while I make a
Yes,
save
sure.
here. Dexterity saving throw. I'm in my regular form. Bam. And it's not a spell.
No, it is raw fire, as if breathed from the mouth of a dragon. But I like to think it's more of the face of a sun.
I don't think I have any more legendary resistances left. No, I don't. I have to take it. How much damage?
101.
Oof. Okay, 101 damage.
And
Tank
as
to
the
the face.
flames settle, the radiance now spreads back to my entire body, but now glows vibrantly as I use my hasted action to use my clerical tooth of divine intervention. And I'm going to begin praying as rays of light stream up to the skies for a guiding bolt of level 9 or 10 to smite upon my foe.
Okay, roll a d100. You have to hit 20 or lower.
I wanted to bring this up before, but
Sure.
I'm not sure if the tooth is an automatic cast or not.
I'm going to say no.
Describe the assistance you seek. The DM decides the nature of the intervention. The effect of any clerical spell would be appropriate. Once it's properly used, it can't be used again for 7 days. As an action, you call a divine force to come to your aid. So I'm not using divine intervention. I'm calling a divine force to my aid. In the manner of which divine intervention would be used.
You know what? Sure, I'll give it to you. You said what? A 9th level guiding bolt?
From Star himself.
You know what? I'll give it to you because you haven't used the tooth yet, and this is a good turn. Not bad. We'll take it, and we'll also call it an automatic hit. So go ahead and roll 9th level guiding bolt.
So I believe is 12 d6. Last time we did it.
I believe so. That sounds right.
34.
34 radiant.
Yes.
Very
And now
nice.
he emits dim light as the next attack would have advantage. And Gloombringer now puts all of his astral force into his feet as he comes striking forward at the foe and unsheathes a stake from his hip and uses action surge to attack.
I forgot you're a fighter.
I will use precise strike. I will roll with advantage. And I will swing twice. What do we say? Is this going to be a wooden dagger? How are we rolling the stake?
Yeah, just a dagger. Gloom comes screeching across after letting out this radiant sonic burst of energy that just pummels him.
A 30 plus precise strike makes a 37 to hit with the first one.
A 37 will hit.
And I will be aiming for his heart.
And I will make a Constitution saving throw. First one was 17, but advantage 31, so I'm going to pass on that one.
What's the DC?
The DC is 20.
Okay, I guess I will swing again now.
But that's only because I'm still pretty healthy.
8. 27 to hit.
Also, what was the damage on the first one?
Oh, the stake damage will be 8? Question mark?
Alright, take 16. Oh, and I don't have advantage on this one now because I'm bloodied. Con save, come on, baby. 21.
And Gloombringer will use his final reaction to Discordance and make you fail.
Do you have another reaction? Didn't you use
Yep,
your reaction
it's the start of
earlier?
my turn. I get a fresh one. I just took 10 off your roll.
Didn't you use your reaction to let us all move?
No, that was a bonus action.
Your bonus action, everyone else's action.
Yes. I've had this
Reaction.
turn planned for a week.
Oof. Do I have anything that will...
And that one will be 10 damage from stake. Come on! Come on!
Shit.
Say it!
How do you want to do it?
Ah!
You just ended my phase 2 in one round.
Yes! All of my radiance has been transferred from my feet for flight to my hand, and now this stake just glows bright white as the foe just slams to the ground and goes limp. Wow.
And the catatonic, statuesque form of this creature falls to the ground, and you can see that the bats all around immediately begin to fall as well, hitting the ground with a thud. The creature has been staked, and now, finally, the worst of what you had to deal with is over. We are officially out of initiative.
Dude, I'm shaking.
Fuck you, Mitchell.
Quite impressive. I might need to reconsider.
I just wanna pause and say fuck you, Mitchell.
I'm literally shaking right now.
You literally you completely got rid of phase 2 with that. That was good. That was good. Gloombringer for the win. And you finally settle. You see that things are not peaceful, but no longer as chaotic. Immediately overhead, the blood red moon begins to fade. And soon there are no more bats. You guys are out of initiative. Please, let us know what you're going to do next.
I'll fly over, casting a Great Arresto on myself to my fallen comrades and heal them both. Cure wounds. And kind of slap Charmcaster on the face as she gets up and be like, this was a terrible idea. You're lucky you got out of alive.
I'm awake. Stop slapping me.
Well, you missed all the fun.
Did I? I think I got most of the fun. She kind of looks at the bite marks all over her body.
And I'll turn around and fare the rest of you? Ambassador, do you need any more healing?
Yeah, probably.
Still pulling himself off the ground.
And I can dump a couple spells. I have a couple low-level slots. So I'll pass out a couple cure wounds here. 11, 13, 13, 13. A fountain of health.
Okay. Spend some time mending your wounds. What's everyone else doing in the meantime as Gloombringer makes his way over to Charmcaster and Ambassador?
Immediately inspect the prince's comatose corpse.
Yeah, he is in the same state that you found him. He's staked, meaning he's incapacitated. He can't take any actions. He can't move. He's not breathing. He's no longer alive, as an undead would be. And he's no longer a threat.
Atlantis walks up behind Stark and pats him hard on the shoulder. This is the best that House Mata has to offer. Well, I don't think you need to worry, Stark.
Amazing. Interesting idea. I still wonder, what should we do with the prince? Now that we have him.
Well, that was the idea of handing him over to Dante. Aid in his war.
What if we don't make good decisions on the fly? Downstairs, I got like a whole prison. We can just like toss them in there, and then we can decide what to do like tomorrow or the next day, versus making a decision now.
We've already discussed all of this. The plan is we turn him into the Jadats for renown.
But why would we simply hand over his corpse back to the city then? Well,
Yeah,
not very secured in the first place.
some fool could just like come in like unstake them.
That would be a tragic event, Ambassador.
And-
Perhaps if we promise that we know how to permanently dispose of it.
I just want to say, as you mentioned, some fool unstaking the vampire, everyone just turns and looks at Stark.
Hello. Stark waves.
I think it most prudent. Dream chimes in after sharing a private moment with Crescent, healing their wounds. That we use this to the best advantage and do all of them.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean, we keep it for ourselves, thus disappearing it and tell Mata such. We tell House Curso of the secret, and we give it to Dante.
Did House Curso not want the entire body to study?
They did
Well-
indeed.
Maybe they'll barter for the information of its end. Or it's truly information that they're after, not a corpse.
Yes. And none of the matter. We could still cash in on 2 reward. Dream, I think you're starting to fit in around here.
And of course, if we make ourselves visible enough as she hovers, above the city on a giant dragon, I think the renown will take care of itself.
Yes, I feel a song on the tip of my lips.
That didn't take long. If anyone's going to be good at sowing rumors and getting people to think we're heroes, it's going to be you, Gloombringer.
Check the body for the amulet.
Oh, yes. So wise, Dream.
Let's see if we can't find the amulet in this body.
You do.
You see it there, Stark?
You find it there plain on their chest. It's currently protecting them.
Can I remove the amulet?
You can.
I will remove the amulet.
Yeah, remove it.
No.
Maybe utilize that.
Yeah, I will place it upon myself.
Yeah. You can already feel the magical auras and protections enveloping you. The blood red moon that had eclipsed the sun is slowly fading. And you could tell by the light singeing of daylight breaking and caressing your skin. As soon as you place the amulet on yourself, however, a cool vapor almost covers you. You no longer feel those effects. But do keep in mind, soon the blood red moon will be gone, and a vampire in daylight, well, they don't fare very well. That means you'll have to move this body quickly.
Yes, we must move the prince as soon as possible.
You said the sun's coming out now?
Yes, slowly but surely. It'll probably be
Okay.
another half hour to an hour.
Can I have control weather? Can I brew up some more clouds for us, or at least stall?
I think control weather's casting time is an hour, but let me double check.
10 minutes casting time.
I lied.
Concentration up to 8 hours.
Yeah, you can.
I have a better idea. If we want to
sure.
just return to the Druid Grove, seek shelter there.
Also an option.
Yes, actually, disposing of the body outside of the city would probably be the most secure. Splendid idea.
Who's gonna stay behind and do crowd control?
Yes, I was going to suggest that someone should stay behind once people start emerging from the shelter. They will want to know what happened.
Would the correct choice not be Gloombringer then?
Who, me? Sing about my own greatness and glory? I wouldn't have anyone else do it.
Well, how should I put it? I don't think I'd be very welcome in this city any longer.
Maybe. Or maybe a story about a vampire who rose up to fight evil is just what this town needs.
You know, Charmcast, perhaps I don't sing my own praise for once.
Oh?
Yes, I think I have an idea. Perhaps I sing Stark's glory, his return to triumph. We make Stark the hero.
That is Bloodlord Stark to you.
And the fact that Atlantis is completely serious is the best part about that.
God, I fucking love Atlantis.
With a laugh, easy Atlantis. You can pretend to rule when we acquire you a kingdom.
You are lucky I am unable to find myself able to see, now you've got me all.
Well,
It is all right, my king. We will show them in due time.
we are all
Everyone
tired
know.
and war-torn from our battle. Perhaps a lot of you get some rest. Well, Stark, you're not going anywhere.
Oh boy.
Dream and Crescent fly down, and Dream dismounts, and they kind of cuddle up, like curl around each other as if getting ready for the night. And Dream motions towards everyone else. Come close, we'll away, and start singing a lullaby.
The soft lullaby almost soothes you to sleep. Everyone who does come with Dream to teleport back to the Druid Grove. Softly, your eyes begin to close, and when you open them again, you're no longer where you found yourself. In in the Druid Grove. Yeah, Gloombringer really did go Super Saiyan. In the Druid Grove, you have time to set up preparations to lick your wounds. Um, Gloombringer, how are you going to go about sewing this story? Let's.
So I'm gonna change my image a bit and kind of turn into more of Tailbringer and kind of just not so flashy, not to be the main role, right? We're gonna make Stark look main role weight. And I will kind of I guess I can use like a Misty Step or something tricky to get like down onto a different floor or something on the ground level, and I'll come bursting out of some of the doors. Oh my goodness! Did anybody see? The vampire slew the vampire.
What? What do you mean? What's going on? Are we
It's
safe?
everybody. It's safe.
My baby!
We've been saved. Look, the moon, the sun. You can see it. It's coming out.
Slowly, people start emerging from their homes and looking out, and one of them yells out from the crowd, "What happened? What's going on here?"
That vampire, and I'll point to the roof where Stark's standing. That vampire, he saved us all. I saw it with my own eye. And I'll scream out to Stark, "What is your name?"
Before you do that, can you please make a persuasion check? Or performance, or whatever charisma-based check you think would work here.
Performance, as we're acting. And I'll use my inspiration just to make it good. 28.
28. Stark, what do you say?
I am Bloodlord Dark von Heinrich. And I have come to rescue mortals from the grasp of these evil vampires.
I need you to
He's a
make
hero.
I need you to make a charisma check of your choice here. Because of Gloom's 28, you have advantage.
I was gonna say, could I be helping?
Let me see here.
Check of your choice.
Oh, I mean, obviously, I'm going for this one.
All right.
Hold on, give me a second very quickly.
And just to clarify, who is still here in the city?
I think it would just be Gloom and Stark.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
I rolled a 27 on my persuasion.
And immediately the crowd begins to erupt in cheers. Some of them even begin to chant your name. Gloombringer, you can still hear the seeds of dissent within the crowd. A vampire? A vampire saved us? But overall, everyone's grateful for the great deeds that Bloodlord Stark has committed on this day. That...
And,
go ahead.
I think Gloombringer would also start a fanfare to kind of coax the crowd. And after a minute of playing, I would use my enthralling performance to, create a couple more diehard fans of Stark. Maybe they might go prowling into the town, calling his name and telling everybody about his deed.
Okay. Very interesting. I like that.
And I would sing a song about Stark and the Sanguine Moon.
How many does that make? Is there a number on it, or...
There is.
If you're gonna sing a song, I can play a little tune for you while you sing.
Must make wisdom saving throws 29 with disadvantage, so...
Okay. What's your bardic inspiration dice?
It is a D10, right?
Okay, roll that, And Stark, if you're gonna join in on the join in on the performance with your blood axe, your guitar, you're very welcome
Mhm.
to.
I
But
will.
you will need to also make a performance check here.
Take my performance with a 32 and my bardic inspiration.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Nice. What was
Nice.
what was the roll for that D10 that I asked?
A 7.
Okay, 7 diehard Stark fans.
As he slays the guitar solo.
That's pretty awesome. I love this. Gets the big fair going, and Stark just comes in on the blood axe, absolutely shredding hardcore metal style, and people are just going absolutely insane. There's a mosh pit all of a sudden. People are just raging. There's babies being thrown. It's an absolute rage, and everyone is just happy to be celebrating the fact that they are alive. That was a week ago. Since then, y'all have had time to make good on your deals and your offerings. The first one that we'll go to, well, it's actually your choice. We'll do them really quickly. We'll just go by and do their scenes. Where are you gonna go first? You said Jadat is on your docket, the Mata clan is on your docket, and the Curso clan is also on your docket.
Mm.
As well as any
Well.
other things you would like to do in the span of a week.
I hate to say do the Jadats last, but like also I feel like story wise having that one be last and shipping out would be a good way to do them.
Okay, Jadat's last.
And if anyone else has a different idea, maybe do the vampire houses and then finish it.
I like that. Can we leverage this to talk about Adrian Perez too?
You mean when you get to the Jadats?
Yep.
Definitely, I think that would be smart.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's start with the vampire clans. Mata
So
or
I've been
Curso?
working the library, Sean.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I've been working the library. I'd like to talk to the new person who's in charge
Okay,
after a week.
yep, sounds good.
And I don't think any of us. Gloombringer would encourage nobody else but Stark to go in there because Gloom hates that bitch and does not want to go back.
Okay.
House Mata.
Before Stark even goes into House Mata, Stark will hand Gloombringer the amulet.
Oh, yes. I'll keep this safe, and I'll put it in my bag of holding.
Yes, I don't think the Queen would like seeing me with such a relic.
yes, I might jeopardize our story. Smart thinking, Stark.
Do you need support, Stark? Strong arm?
Yes.
Of course, you have
If you-
me. Unless you wish to do well.
There's no reason both of you can't come.
Yes, a splendid idea. I'll just lay low. I don't think you need my expertise in this situation anyway.
Yes, the Queen does seem to dislike you.
Well, I don't think that's the matter, but yes, I'll sit this one out.
Very well. Perhaps.
Sorry.
I was just going to say, perhaps when we meet with House Curso, I believe you'd be the best for that conversation.
Now, Stark. Flattery will get you everywhere, but go cash in on this reward.
Very well. I guess we'll start heading to House Mata then.
Okay.
Enter.
Very quickly make it there. When
If you guys are going to the vampire house full of nerds, I think Ambassador would go along for that one.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be Curso.
Curso.
So Stark and Stark, Dream, and Atlantis for Mata, then Gloom and Ambassador and Stark for Curso.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll start with House Mata. When you're let in, your contact isn't the one who answers the door. It's another small, feebly thrall man who introduces himself as the house servant. Rodney, if you would please follow me this way. Leads you into the courtroom and up to the throne room, where, of course, the queen herself is seated and all of her subjects in the pews around. Stark Van Heinrich.
My queen. Stark will bow.
I hope you come to me with news. Good news.
Indeed. This problem. The problem has been erased.
I know not what you speak of. No problems in my court. She kind of gives you a knowing look. You can easily read it. But she nods. But, seeing as you have solved a problem, most likely one created by your own foolishness, it seems as though a celebration is in order. With a snap of her hands, immediately, servants are pulling out tables, setting up goblets, making chalices available to everyone. And the throne room quickly erupts into song, somber music, and humans are being bloodletted left and right. So fresh blood is always running for all to taste. You're escorted to a seat beside her, as well as your companions.
Beside the queen?
Not exactly beside her. There's a secondary table where, right, there's not right next to her. There's another little table that's set up for guests of honor. It's close to her, but it's not sitting with her exactly.
Okay. Thank God. Well, my friends, let us indulge in some festivities before we part. And Stark will drink some blood, as he is very parched.
Still don't understand your kind's fascination with blood.
Well, it's the only thing that we can taste, Atlantis. Everything else, all food, is merely ash in our mouth.
Seems we have more in common than I thought, Stark. Dream will be standing guard several feet back, as I assume the heads of state have similar protection.
They do?
And I kind of scoot up to one of the other guards. This is quite the extravagance. You know how to live here.
Well, the queen honestly takes any opportunity to throw an extravagant party.
And many opportunities these days.
Tell me, is it true? Was an ancient motto really discovered?
Don't. Of course it's true, but don't let her hear you say such things.
And he very quickly straightens up and resumes his guard. At the Lord's table, you're sitting beside a couple vampires, of which you know, some from the Mata clan, um, others even from the other clans. You see, just because I don't want to mess up the names. Give me 1 second. I do know I made them, but my brain isn't great with remembering all things. So just give me 1 second here. Janice, the youngest house, clan of all females, are represented here. And there is even some representatives from House Pomade.
Oh.
One of the House Mata nobles approaches you. Very lithe looking woman, slick dark white, or slick silver white hair. And she makes her way from her side of the table to stand by you. She leans over your shoulder, Stark, and she whispers into your ear, I would like to see the true power of a usurper like you. I'm curious, did you even truly slay the creature? What are your real motives, your intentions? Would you lie to our queen boldly? All things that have piqued my interest. But truly, what I would like to know is what your blood tastes like. It says there's something special about you. I'm called Cersei.
Stark von Heinrich, though I'm sure you know this already.
I do. She very, very adeptly raises a chalice towards you. I hope that we can have a longer conversation in the future.
Yes, please. I would love nothing more.
She goes about on her way like she never stopped to talk to you. You already notice that there are a good amount of eyes now completely trained on you if they weren't already watching this interaction. Doesn't seem like people heard too much of what was said, but it was said, and people did take notice.
Mm-hmm. And Stark will lean over to Atlantis, whisper, women.
And who's that one talking to Stark?
Oh, that's Lady Cersei. She's one of the Queen's many daughters. The oldest. She's, well, perhaps the most terrifying creature I've ever met.
Daughters? Like, that a metaphor? Sorry, that was rude of me.
He seems kind of lost, like he doesn't know what you mean.
I don't extrapolate.
Eventually, the festivities go on, and there is a moment where you do catch eyes with the Queen herself, Stark. You're close enough now that you can feel her telepathic intrusion. I trust that it has been taken care of.
Indeed, my queen.
And the
All
body,
has been... Yes, all has been dealt with.
ash in the wind, I hope.
Indeed. Not a speck left.
Then you will also know to not speak of this instance.
Naturally, my queen.
You have done well to assert yourself as a true leader of a vampire clan this day, Stark. And as she says this to you telepathically, she stands and the room immediately falls silent. On this day, we commemorate and recognize Stark van Heinrich as the leader of Clan Van Heinrich. Praise. They all raise their chalices in unison. And praise to the blood, to family, and to the eternal bond of immortal life. There's a good amount more of carousing, speaking with different nobles here and there. Is there any house specifically that you'd like to seek out?
Nope.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Well,
All right.
Maybe one specific person, but I'll leave her be.
Who?
What was her name? Rosemary. Of House Pomade.
She isn't here. But some of her consorts are. You go around looking for her, and maybe you even ask about her. And a very weedly-looking man with very thick glasses is there. He's not a vampire. He's in fact a thrall. He's there with one other vampire who seems to just simply be a guard. Oh, Rosemary's indisposed at the moment, but she would love an audience with you, Lord Stark, if it is something that you could make amenable. I would be happy to talk to all of your constituents and arrange such a meeting.
Of course, yes. I have missed Rosemary quite a while. We haven't spoken in, well, since I've become the head of House von Heinrich.
Yes, and I can only imagine there's a lot to talk about, Lord.
Indeed there is. Please, speak with my consorts. We will arrange a tea party between the both of us.
Very well. Yes, I will do it. I'll get right on it.
Very well. And Stark will move away. I suppose it is time to leave. Obviously, Stark will gather his companions and will bid the Queen adieu before he leaves.
Come to her throne and give her a deep kneel, and she nods. Very soon, Lord Van Heinrich. I shall see you very soon. Until then, be well.
You as well, my queen. Stark will leave with his companions.
You finally get outside the Mata estate and you can take a deep breath and sigh, relieved.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God, that
I
room.
didn't think it was that bad.
Seems like
so
nice
stuffy.
people.
Very stuffy. Well, you didn't have to deal with all those nobles.
That is the best part of it. I've had I've had my fill of the Fey court. No need to mix in vampires too.
I've never had that many women approach me since I was still 20.
Please look at you, Stark. I'm sure they all approach you at this point, but you're just too shy to talk to them. Yes, you don't seem much of a talker outside of our current circumstance.
Well, you do have to understand that I was very, well, I suppose I still am, hated by most, if not all, the houses in Darkhold.
At least you're recognized. If not out of love, then out of fear.
True. Well, at least I hope my reputation changes a bit now that I have proven myself to the Queen.
Yes, my father always tried to teach me that when dealing with politics, it's usually better to go one step at a time.
Indeed. Well, no matter. Let's meet up with the rest of the group. There's still one more house we need to speak with.
Gloom has not already soured that one.
Yes. Alright, I guess we'll head back to Ambassador and Gloombringer.
Yeah, grab them and head back to House Mata. Before you, actually, yeah, we'll just grab them real quick and come back.
Okay.
If anything, they'll probably just switch. They'll, Atlantis and Dream will teleport out, and then Gloom and Ambassador will teleport in. Makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll head straight to House Curso.
Indeed.
I'll say you meet them on the edge of the property.
Good luck, Stark. Don't let Ambassador trick you into doing anything that'll get rid of my soul. Bye.
Yes. I have to. But the throne. Oh. We still need to talk about that, Atlantis.
He's already gone.
Damn it.
And
Well,
as you say that and turn around, Ambassador and Gloombringer are there.
That was so bigoted. I want to speak to his manager.
You hear telepathically, I am the manager.
Yes, he is a king, or at least a self-proclaimed king.
Indeed he is.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, can I just proclaim myself to be the king of, like, that field over there?
Well, no, that is owned property.
Yes, you'd have to stake a claim to it. And then it's a matter of, I never voted for you.
I think you vote for kings.
So let me hear something.
Well, we'll figure that out later. I'll be honest, I just heard library, so I raised my hand, thought I would come. What do we want to get out of this conversation?
Oh, well, Ambassador, I actually think you might quite like her. And she's, well, your speed. Quite knowledgeable.
Yes, Amelia is quite scary.
Well, that too.
I'm sure you'd get along great.
So you just want me to like befriend her?
Well, entirely is up to you. Enjoy
Yes.
the trip. Look around. Maybe she has a few books that would spark your interest.
Yeah.
All right. So no agenda for this conversation. No motive. We're just trying to check in.
Yes. No?
Yes.
I believe Gloom when he said that. I shouldn't have.
What do you mean? This is my home. Well, I guess it is now.
You
Either
see,
way,
I don't know what it is, but there's just something, like, when he said, "This is my home," like, it made me question, is it your home?
Ambassador, please, this is all new for Star. Up until about a week ago, he was the dunce of the town.
yes, I've finally been accepted by these lower vampires.
Ooh.
All right, in that case, please accept my apologies. I've been rather boorish.
No, it's quite all right. Honestly, I do deserve it. I was very stupid.
Yes. I'm going to have to get used to calling you Lord Stark Van Hyring now.
Well, as long as it's not in public, you can call me whatever you like.
Yes, my liege.
And at this point, you're knocking on the front door to House Curso. And very quickly, an attendant lets you in and brings you up to see Amelia in her chambers. She's in her office now.
Stark will knock on Amelia's door.
Come in.
Very well. Stark will open the door and allow his companions to enter first. Then he will enter himself.
Amelia, it's such a pleasure to see you again.
Yes, I'm sure it is. What brings you to me? I thought we had no more dealings.
Well, I don't think that was the case. I just don't think we had a deal that was arranged. Not necessarily no more dealings.
So what do you come to offer today?
Well, Star, would you care to...
You wish me to, well, explain what occurred in Jeddah?
Well, if we want to do business with Amelia, we should extend an...
Very well.
an olive branch, if you will.
Indeed. Stark will... Amelia, do you mind, how should I say, magically sealing the door, please? Make sure no ears can hear of what I am about to speak of.
Yes, very well. And she takes a wand from her desk and, with a quick flick of the wrist, casts a spell. Creates a private sanctum for you to speak in private.
Are we all in the private sanctum, or are we excluded?
You are all in the private sanctum.
Okay, thank you.
Well, how should I put this? The prince has been staked.
You can see an eyebrow raises.
He is not Ash, but he has disappeared. And Stark will make quotations with his fingers. Yeah, disappeared.
So the queen thinks it's been dealt with.
Indeed.
Well,
Where is
But
it now?
like a flick of the wrist, and the job can be finished. And until that time, it remains secure in our possession.
As I have mentioned before, I want it.
I guess the question is, what is the price?
That would be an answer you can only give me.
Well, I'll kind of lean in on the table. Let us cut to the chase, Amelia. What is it you really want? To study it? Learn from it?
Yes, all of the
Well,
above, and then some.
well, perhaps this could be arranged. Private meeting between you and your prized possession.
A meeting, I assume, in your own territory, meaning you are not willing to give the body to me.
Well, that would be an awfully hefty sum, now wouldn't it be?
I assure you, I have the funds.
And I'll kind of like giggle a little bit and look to Stark. Did she say money?
Indeed.
Then what is it that you want?
And I'll look back to her with a stern face. Power.
She sits back in her seat and seems to think as she steeples her fingers together. House Mata reigns over the vampire clans of Darkhold. We, though the smallest, have kept our status quo simply by the fact we know their dirty little secrets, and we can quickly undo them. Just as I know many of your secrets, Stark. As I mentioned before, some that perhaps even you are not privy to. Do you know what makes a blood leech, Stark? She says this as she gets up from her desk and walks over to a bookcase, starts to look for something.
Is it not the... Well, once a child is born, or I suppose reborn, feeding from from their parent or another said vampire, traditionally makes a blood leech.
Could Ambassador roll what? Intelligence, history,
Call it Arcana.
Arcana? 21.
In fact, yes. Blood leeches are made when a vampire is sired, and instead of, for their first drink, drinking from a humanoid creature, they drink from another vampire, they become completely beholden to only drinking vampire blood. They may now no longer drink human blood or any other humanoid blood. It will harm them instead.
Did Stark honestly accidentally make a blood leech?
He did. He accidentally made a blood leech, which went out and died. And
That's why I wanted to keep it. Come on, man.
as far as you know, blood leeches are rare. Ambassador, blood leeches are rare for the simple fact that feeding upon other vampires is taboo. It's still done, however. Some vampire clans are blood leech clans. They're usually subterranean. And it's also widely known that vampire blood, when drinking from a regular vampire, not a blood leech, is sort of like a high. It's like a drug, but it does exhaust the vampire afterwards. So a regular vampire could drink vampire blood. They'll get a high. They might feel a little more powerful in that moment, but eventually they'll feel sick and they'll have to recover from it. A blood leech is much more powerful than the usual vampire because they feed off of that unlife force. But it means that they need to feed even more voraciously. It means that they often suffer illnesses, usually mental illnesses. They're usually quite broken, which leads to a lot of blood leech clans being similar to House Ved in the fact that they're completely primal savages that just want blood. And those clans usually don't last long because they turn in on each other and begin to feed on each other. Hence why being a blood leech is so taboo. A lot of blood leeches also exemplify great power in magic or mystic forces, but again at a great cost. And as she's asking these questions, and Ambassador, you know what you know about this, she continues on. Obviously, a blood leech in House Mata is a scandal, but it's not why I'm so interested in it. Most blood leeches do not live very long, if they live at all. An ancient blood leech is surely a precedent. What I would like to see is what exactly makes this creature so special.
Alright, Ambassador's looking for a way in. I don't know what the role would be, but is he aware of any resources that he would have access to? Of like knowledge in this space that he could use as a gift or a bartering chit to build that relationship. Some kind of book or something on blood leeches, that sort of thing.
That is a great question. Make a check of your choice. DC 20. And that check that you make of your choice will help me decide what it is, what piece of knowledge that you might have.
I'm going to go with history.
Okay.
Because this is an ancient being that seems to be an element of intrigue. The ancient element of it. 32.
You think you know of an even older blood leech, now that you think of it. A demon that not you yourself, but had at some point warred with some devils. It was thought to have been killed, but then went on to make cabals and clans on the mortal coil, which kind of resurged the blood leech generations many thousands of years ago. That would probably be before House Mata. And that demon's name is... we'll say that demon's name is... Aluka.
Aluka?
Alukaah.
Luca. At this point, Ambassador is going to chime up from the back and sort of like scratching his chin, searching his memory. Years ago, I encountered stories of a extremely ancient demon who went on to become a blood leech. You have a number of resources here. I seem to remember the name, Aluka. Would you be interested in pooling resources and trying to learn a little bit more?
If I could study this creature, that would be ideal. But I have never heard of this Aluka.
Due to its age, the tale of this demon, it's something that I encountered years ago down in Beator. I know there's a book down there on this subject, chronicling all of the ancient battles and what happened. I'm sorry, this was an obscure fact, but I am positive this might have been potentially the first blood leech. Extremely old, predates House Mata even.
This information is important to my research. I would like to make a trade for it. But in this trade, I would also ask for access to the current blood leech.
Well, one scholar to another, I'll grant you access. Nothing in exchange, simply act of goodwill. And you'll have to work out the specifics on access to the blood leech with Stark himself.
Very well. Your patronage will be greatly rewarded, whether you seek compensation or not. So tell me, Stark, what games do I have to play?
Gloombringer, what do you suppose?
And playfully, I'll look to Amelia and say, well, when you take down House Mata, just keep us in mind.
She kind of nods and shrugs. I think you are mistaken. The status quo keeps us safe. Not exactly something I would jeopardize unless there is an alternative. If someone were to take down House Mata, there would be a power vacuum. Many of her daughters would attempt to fill that space as the new queen, as well as House Pomade and Janice. They surely wouldn't just leave it to chance. I am a researcher, as most of the people of House Curso. I don't fare well in politics. But I will say to this. Allowing me access to this information will cement us as an ally to House Van Heinrich, first and foremost. You will have privy to the secrets we know, should it be beneficial to all parties. As well as, of course, our magical endowments. The research, the items, artifacts, things that you may need. I believe it was power you had mentioned before.
Indeed. Well, how should I put it? You said you would ally with mine house. I would expect support, obviously, in my endeavors, no matter what we might be.
She kind of eyes you up and down. You are a wild, loose cannon, Van Heinrich. You will not put us in danger. I will not allow it.
Oh, no.
Now,
Not at all.
Amelia, you must remember, Stark is a member of our troop now. And, well, the Cirque Magnifique has ideas of grandeur. And you can expect that your status quo here in Darkhold would remain as such. For our endeavors lie beyond.
Very well. The terms are agreeable to me. You have an alliance with House Curso, House Van Heinrich.
Very well. I look forward to our future relationships.
And I hope it is a long-lived one.
Very well.
Amelia, how fast will you be ready? We have a few matters of business back in Ajaib. We could offer you a rather elaborate facility if you give us about a week's time.
Then a week's time I will give you.
Very well.
Call upon us
Well-
when you are ready. We will have our instruments at our hand and be ready to finally break ground on this tantalizing new information.
I think that means we have work to do.
Indeed we do. Lovely as always, Amelia.
A pleasure.
And as this is wrapping up, Ambassador is going to reach into his pocket. He'll grab a piece of paper, and he's going to use it to draw out the symbols for the teleportation circle at the Twilight Tower.
My telly digits.
Yeah.
Did you just give a girl your number?
Oh yeah. They're nerd.
I mean-
we knew what we were doing when we brought Ambassador.
I mean, in Ambassador's defense, Ambassador doesn't really have a gender because they're a changeling. So
everyone's my type.
everyone's a type.
Anything's my type? Question mark.
Well, that makes it a little weird.
All right. that is our beautiful wrap up of that week. Stark, when you head back to um, the place where you were all residing, you find in your bedchambers that evening um, a very small, ornate black box with a note. The note reads, a discreet act deserves a discreet reward.
Okay. I guess Stark will open the box.
Inside, you find two identical rings, a pair, most likely made for a set of people. They are quite interesting. In the lining of the box is this beautiful deep blood red satin, and the rings themselves are made out of this very deep, almost blackened red material that looks like barb wire, um, and they're pretty large rings. You would think that they would be pretty loose on your hand. Definitely a set of 1 and 2, made for two different people.
Very well. Is that it? That there's no explanation on
Nope, just two
what it
rings.
is?
Just 2 rings in a box, a gift to you.
Huh. Perhaps I should have someone inspect these. I need to know what purpose they serve. I guess if that's the case, Stark would visit Ambassador.
Okay. Yeah. Find Ambassador in the magnificent library.
Ambassador. Are you busy?
Oh, sorry, I was monologuing to myself because I was muted. As you find Ambassador, he's in an overstuffed leather chair, a glass of brandy in hand, a book by a fireplace. He's rather comfy, and he's sort of turning himself in for the night.
My apologies, Ambassador. I did not mean to interrupt you unless you were heading to sleep. But I did want to ask you something. Is it... I've acquired 2 items, and I would like to know exactly what they do and what their purpose is used for, if you can supply me with that information.
Certainly happy to take a look. Ambassador's always cautious with unknown things, so he's going to, mage hand the box open, and then after setting the barbed wire rings on the ground, Ambassador will, I guess, spread out the items for identify, and I believe it's 10 minutes, and he'll cast Identify on the items.
These are blood pact rings. And I sent you some information there.
Okay. Start. These are called blood pact rings. They bind 2 creatures in blood, and they're meant for a vampire and their sire. Their unique property is that it creates an unbreakable bond. Sort of like, I guess, the spell warding bond or the ceremony marriage.
Oh,
Extremely powerful.
well, that's interesting. Why would I receive these? Who sent me these? Did I just get proposed to?
I think that I do not have the answers to those questions.
Yes, I would not expect you to. I'm just very confused. These were in my chambers when I arrived.
But I don't. So while the benefits are similar to the warding bond and the marriage ceremony, it's for a vampire and their sire.
Ah, sorry. Yes, I don't know why marriage stuck into my brain. Interesting. Perhaps I'll give it to one of my children. Hmm. I'll have to think about it.
Wait, you have children?
Well, technically, I suppose all of mine vampires are my children.
Be sure to choose a good one. This is nearly a boon. It's much less to you, but to a lesser vampire, this this would elevate them significantly.
I see. Well, if that's the case, perhaps I know exactly who to hand this over to. But enough of that. Thank you, Ambassador, for providing me this information. And I apologize for interrupting you in your rest once again.
No problem. Just there's books all around here, but definitely spend some time looking up the benefits of these, both boarding bond and the marriage ceremony are powerful in their own right. Combined as a ring, you definitely found someone who likes you. It's a great gift.
I suppose. Well then, I may come by to read some books then, if that's the case. For now.
Come by with those rings for me. Everyone's buying rings, but not you.
Well,
You know.
yes,
The party.
it's fine. I'll just go cry myself to sleep, I suppose.
And we're just going to like smirk at each other and laugh, and that'll be the end of the scene.
Yeah.
All right, lovely. We are gonna do a pause here. We'll do a quick break, snacks, drinks, all that good stuff. And when we come back, we're gonna start with some dream fuckery.
Always gotta love the dream fuckery.
Okay?
It's so good.
All right.
Maybe the nightmares will manage to get Atlantis this time.
The best, dude. I love the dream play.
We'll give it about 10 minutes, maybe 15, but we'll be back soon. And we're back. However, where we find ourselves is not the material plane, but yet again, the dream realm. And it's here that seeds have been sown. Jamil Jadot, all this week, has been having the same reoccurring dream. One that he'd already been visited by Dream in before, except instead of visiting Cirque Magnifique, the greatest show of a lifetime, and seeing all that it has to offer, and being able to peruse its vendors with the lost love of their life, Jamil Jadot finds himself alone, wandering the carnival, hoping that when he turns, he'll find Drian Perez there. He does not. And after a week of this, fitful, cold sweat sleeps, he wakes on the last day, stands up from his bedside and looks out the window, looking over the city of Ajaib. From the other side of his bed, a small, what looks to be poodle or some dog, rolls around and comes and nips at his ankles, trying to give him some comfort. He's still almost lucid dreaming, so Dream, you get a moment to see his the inner workings of his mind. He looks down to the small dog and, yes, I know. It is a sign of some sort, but I don't know what it means. I have thought of Drian every day for what seems like a time longer than I have lived. I have so wholly wanted them to be here with me. I just do not know what these dreams mean. Perhaps it means that this time I am closer. Perhaps it means this time I'll find them, waiting for me, on that same beach where I left them before. Only time will tell, but it's soon, isn't it? And he reaches down to the small dog and pets them. Just a couple more days, and the train will be here. We'll celebrate, and we'll soon be off on our way. I think the dreams are just nerves. Yes, that's what it is, right? They're just me on the edge of my seat, hoping that this is the last time I have to try. There's a knock on the door. Sir, is everything okay in there? And he's pulled from his lucid dream, no longer sleepwalking in the real world. And Dream, you no longer get to sneak a peek and look on at what's going on in his mind. His inner monologue closed off to you now.
Dark, I believe it's ready. It's time to pay our poor patron a visit. I think he's ready to hear what we have to offer. You are probably the one most likely to gain audience, savior of Ajaib.
Maybe so. However, I doubt they would mind if I bring a few friends.
Let's go
Indeed.
and see if we can make both of our dreams come true.
Very well.
Do you think the general populace of Ajaib knows where the party is staying currently? Besides the Druid Grove, because that's outside of the city.
Would we be welcome back at the fancy hotel? Or is that still no-go?
Most people think it was a lover's quarrel.
And Stark is kind of a big deal now. I'd say so.
I think we go back to the hotel. It's a nice room.
Okay. And then just a matter of, after that battle, I know we skipped a week, but you did go and eat someone, right, Stark?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just checking. Okay.
Oh, well, I suppose
I'm gonna take a long rest.
if Stark could arrange some things with the townspeople.
Well, you do have some magic on your side and things like that. But I will also say this. If you went back to the hotel and you've been staying there, you do have some groupies that have been following you around. And I'll say it's on this night, after you've dealt with all of your dealings with House Mata and Curso, and the entirety of the week has passed, that eventually one of them approaches you and basically asks to become a vampire.
You wish to become a vampire. Why?
It's a very young boy, maybe like early 20s, skin, scrawny, thin, scrawny, skin and bones. They look like a beggar of some sort. My name... as I look around for something to name this creature.
Steve.
David. Barry.
My name is Prentice, and I have nothing and no one. And in fact, I would have died just a week ago had you not saved me. I owe you so much. I wish to give you the gift that had always been a curse until I saw you. I know this may not make sense, but I saw your coming. I saw the blood red moon, as I've seen many things before. Whatever it is that has drawn me to you, it's clear to me that, well, I am meant to, or perhaps you, or I don't presume to know. I truly don't even have the words, but
Are you completely sure you wish this upon yourself. People, everyone will view you a monster, for you will have to feed on those you'd call your own kind. Well, you once called your own kind.
All my life I have seen the future. And all my life I realize now the last thing I ever saw was you. I do not know what it means. Perhaps you are the answer to that.
Very well. I will welcome you into my family. There is a ritual that must be upheld. And the process is quite painful.
Can I ask one thing of you?
Go ahead.
I do not want to hurt others.
I will. I will keep you in a separate location, away from those which you may harm, until you are sated and in control. Will that suffice?
I truly think my life was always yours, and never my own. I had searched for a higher purpose for so long. If you will give it to me, then I will follow.
Very well. You will lose your name now.
God damn it. I took all that time to name it. Okay.
Tom. The person loses their name once they die. They die as that person, and they become a new.
But I just named it. No, go ahead.
Never named them, Song. Then you're going to want to keep them.
Evil.
It's okay. I'm probably going to kill this one too.
Man, and I already came up with a name for him.
What's his new name?
I was gonna call him Prime.
Prime?
Prime?
Prime? You're naming him Prime?
Yes.
Really?
Called him Prentice.
Prentice?
They took A off of Apprentice. Come on.
No, Prentice is a good name though.
Alright, maybe we can keep Prentice. What do you think?
Prime it is. I mean, you call the shots. I'm not gonna stop you.
A good DM.
Prime, man, come on, the duo. Pringles and Prentice doesn't sound all that well.
Pringles and Prime?
Yes.
Where is my...
Alright, so he's definitely gonna die.
P&P.
Okay. And you're getting, all the while this is happening, Dream is telepathically reaching out to you.
Any day now, Stark.
Yes. I will be there in just a moment. I seem to have someone wanting to join my family.
That didn't work out so well the first time around. You will be a little bit more careful for Atlantis' sake this time.
Yes, of course. I'm not planning to do it immediately. I will have them wait until we are secure.
Should we take Gloom with us?
I believe that would be most wise, yes.
Always knows what to ask for from these humans.
Indeed he does. And with that, Stark will then return to, physically speaking. Prentice, if you do not mind, I will have you wait for some while as I prepare the location for your rebirth.
I will wait for you.
Very well. If you ever find yourself seeking safety, please find Atlantis. He is a fish man, very easily spottable. Has a very large trident. Tell him you are. Tell him I sent you. And he will defend you.
I can do this.
Very well.
I will wait for you until you call for me.
Very well, Prentice. I must go.
Stark.
Hmm.
This may sound strange and cryptic, but beware of the color yellow.
The color yellow.
Yes.
Very well. I will keep this in mind. And with that, Stark will pat Prentice and leave.
Okay. To meet with Dream.
Mm-hmm. I'm here.
Perfect. I'm eager to see what we can learn from this Jadot fellow. Seems he has a deep longing in his heart. I ever so much look forward to plucking on those strings.
Indeed. Have you contacted Gloombringer yet? Has he arrived?
He always has an uncanny knack of showing up at the right time. And I look towards the door.
Hope this blouse is the right color. Does it match my brooch?
It's a lovely shade of lilac.
Ah, I knew.
Personally, I think red might suit you more. But that's just me. Violet red. Well, yes.
Oh. After last week, I think I've had my fill of red.
What happened last week? Oh, right. The reason of the audience.
The rebirth of Stark, Lord Stark, Van Hyrek, the hero of Jadot. The tale of our story.
Blood Lord Stark.
Oh my. I had to represent for my king.
Well, let us be off to the Jadats to finally accomplish what we've come here for. Acquiescing of pain.
Indeed.
Very quickly, you make your way to the Jadat estate. When you reach the gates, there are guards there. And they ask you, what is your business here?
We have been granted audience with the proprietors here. I am Stark von Heinrich. Lovely to meet you, gentlemen.
The hero of Jadat.
And they kind of whisper and, yes, right away. Begin to lead you up the sprawling villa, by carriage, of course. Eventually to one of the largest buildings you've seen in all of Ajaib. It's almost as large as House Mata's manor, which is yet another sprawling villa and estate. Lots of money, lots of old money. Now, the head of house that comes and collects you is a very prim, proper man who's always smiling and jolly. Oh, well, this is just the perfect occasion. We will get you all settled in the dining room, and there will be a great audience to be held.
And wine? Will there be wine?
Of course there will be wine. It will flow and flow and flow. You will drink wine for many days after you have left here.
Apologies. Do you supply any blood?
And he looks at you and just blinks.
Well, I am a vampire.
I will have them slaughter a cow.
That will suffice. Not really, but, whatever.
And Gloombringer will kind of like step in and be like, well, then it truly is a festivity after all.
When you get to the hall, the table is laid out, seats are set for you, and moments afterwards, a few of what seem to be the house's inhabitants begin to descend upon the table. First, an middle-aged man, maybe about 40, 45, some speckles of salt and pepper, comes and introduces himself as Jamil Jadat II. It is my pleasure to have you all in my home. This is my wife, Mariska. She very quietly bows and curtsies. Very soon my son shall be here, of my own namesake. It will be moments. My father, however, is indisposed at the moment. He will not be able to make it, as is the same for my mother. She's quite busy with some work that still needs to be done.
Perception check. Is this guy shady as fuck?
Sure.
Oh shit! I don't know why, but close that sheet.
I mean, while we're
But that's an insight.
yeah, insight.
Okay, yeah, insight.
Insights for intention.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can roll some insight as well.
Insights.
And I guess not good.
He seems like a common man far out of his depths. And then you remember a little bit of the history of the Jadats. Though it seems like they've come from old money, their money's actually pretty new. It's actually within the last 50 years they've rose to power after mostly being commoners. And almost on the line of poverty. So this is very much a man who doesn't know, or, well, is practiced enough now, but didn't grow up in nobility, didn't grow up with money and wealth. He actually seems like an okay, decent, normal person from your first glances.
Can Gloombringer perceive the room passively with a 22? What else do we see in this room? Is it like guard station? What's the mood
Yeah,
of the room?
several
there
guards. The room
in the
is
room?
pretty warm and inviting. The smell of food is wafting from the kitchen. There are hors d'oeuvres and appetizers splayed about the table. They're probably going to bring the first course once everyone's settled. There's some other people that are milling in now. You've got what look to be like some merchants, some nobles, some lords. Apparently, they've been called from whatever respective room they were staying in the manor to come and enjoy the feast. Many of them have come to try to greet Stark, and a lot of them give him praises and tell them of their own stories. Some of them are adventurers, some of them are treasure hunters, all slew and gamut of people, but eventually you start to learn that they are here for the celebration for when the train comes. And some of them will also be on this train. It's not a secret, but it's not talked about with common people. So the common people also know that there's going to be a great party and there's going to be some great event that happens, but it's mostly being kept under wraps. But it's talked about freely here.
Dream's gonna whisper in Stark's ear, we need to get a moment alone with Jadot III.
Agreed. Family money is usually pissed away in the third generation. I'm not going to let these sycophants get it.
I suppose we must wait for his arrival, if that is the case.
Think that prudent?
All right. And you wait for quite some time. Eventually, Jadot II seems a little exasperated in size. It seems we will have to start the festivities without my son. But please, enjoy. And as he claps his hands, rows of servants come and load the tables with food and set out all your many forks and knives for you to eat. And the dinner goes about pretty smoothly, except for Baron Kano, who makes sure that they sit next to you, Stark. Very large, round, rotund man who's obscenely loud. Yes! I had once fought an owlbear with my bare hands. As a young boy, I was about 5 years old at the time. Took its head clean off. It's mounted in one of my drawing rooms. It's a great feat, I would say. Nothing quite like you, Stark! Ha ha! And he slaps you hard on the back.
Yes, well, I, at the age of, I'd say around 10, wandered into a nest of Grigoi.
You know, and that's quite funny that you would say that, because I myself have met a couple Strigoi. They are quite fearsome. Did I tell you about the time that I actually found a great elk deep in the wood, and it led me into the Feywild, and those Fey, they know how to party. And every time you try to say anything, he interrupts you with his own story that seems grander in some respect. He's quite insufferable.
After a few moments of this, Gloombringer would kind of lean over and tap this large man on the shoulder. Kind of just like bat my eyes with a persuasion check. Say, could you be a doll and fetch me another pitcher of wine?
And he kind of looks you up and down and looks around and he just bursts out laughing. Servant! Waiter! Whatever you are called in this land. Bring more wine. For the funny one.
No, my dear. This wine is drool. Bring me something nice. Something worth Well, someone as good as me.
Well, I do sell some quite amazing wines. I am one of the best merchants on this side of the planet, I'd
Please,
say.
please, could you go fetch it for me? Oh, it'd be such a treasure.
This is so out of his character, a persuasion check won't do it. You'll need to charm him or something. He is a pompous. He's a pompous, arrogant, literally birthed from generational wealth type of person.
Completely fine. I will turn and just put my hand on Stark's shoulder and say, "You're on your own on this one, bud."
No, son. I was going to say, could you do a persuasion check if I assisted him?
No.
No, it's too great a feat. It's seducing the emperor.
He would never even lift a hand to wipe his own ass, let alone get you wine.
So we'd have to charm him.
Yes, you would have to charm him.
Gloom's not going to use any magic, so he just pats you on the shoulder and says, "Good luck with this one."
You know what? Over the globe, Ambassador going to say, I'm bored. But I want to make my own entertainment. And Ambassador is going to tap Gloombringer on the shoulder. And he's going to cast a spell that he was recently taught by his patron. Zone of Lies. So, it's the inverse of Zone of Truth that is cast on you, Gloom. So, anyone has to make a Charisma 23 save, or they automatically believe whatever you tell them. And you will know whether they passed or succeeded on their saving throw.
Oh my god. Yeah.
This should be some fun. And I'm going to sit back and have a sip of wine.
What's your DC?
23.
Ah, fuck you.
Evil.
Okay, Zone of Lies.
I'll turn around with this newfound glare in my eye. Glare of evil.
Oh, they have to be within 15 feet of you.
Oh, that's fine. I'm gonna go back and just talk to him directly again.
Okay.
And I'll tap him on the shoulder and say, "Big fella, you've practiced, haven't you?"
Baron Kano. Practiced for what?
Yes,
I'm sure I have already. I'm well practiced
sorry.
and well versed in all things.
In his ear, the flash mob. Remember the dance recital we are going to perform?
Yes, of course. Oh, yes, of course. I am.
Yes, it's coming up in just a minute. Have you practiced your dance move?
They needed not practicing, as I am quite the avid dancer myself.
Oh, well, yes, that's why we chose you for the lead role. Remember, you're right on front stage, and I'll point to, like, the biggest, highest point in the middle of the room.
Of course. I will take my rightful place at center stage. Witness my glory. Or, witness my glory. And he goes off to center stage, and it's probably the worst. It's not even dancing. It's not. It's quite terrible. He's mostly posing, strongman posing, and it's as if he's expecting someone to take his portrait, and in between poses he might do a little spin here and there. It's a spectacle, and everyone is watching. Everyone is watching. Which would give you a time to slip away if you wanted it.
Well, it appears Jamil Jadot III hasn't arrived. Shall we investigate?
Yes. Perhaps it would be wise if we poked around a bit.
Make sure to let Glutenberger do the talking if any guards, happen to be curious what we're doing.
Naturally.
And I'll wink to Ambassador. It's quite a fun trick, indeed.
I agree. This brightened up my evening. Let's go for a walkabout.
Yes, and I'll begin pulling my pipe out of my dragon silk purse and Suedo pack it I'm just going to smoke a bowl or something. Stepping up away from the party briefly.
All right, and I got to keep recasting this every 10 minutes. So, Son, just tell me when you want me to strike up the next second level slot.
Are you gonna stay behind?
Yep.
Okay.
I figure I've owed you 2 spell slots so far for what we've done today to get us out to the walkabout.
Yeah.
So 20 minutes of coverage.
I doubt you use all of your slots to have to worry about it, but I am appreciative that you are keeping track of them. I also know that we won't get into another combat just because it's already late. So if we do get into a combat, it would be next session. But we'll see what happens. I won't say that because you never know. You never know.
Question.
Answer.
Oh well, this was more directed towards the party.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Would you all like me to accompany, or shall I stay here and entertain these nobles?
That's a fair point. Perhaps it is best you keep visibility.
Yeah, you are kind of the guest of honor here. We're less conspicuous. People will notice if you leave.
Look over, and Dream's in the corner, asleep. And it just so happens that they are in a lucid dream. And their dream self is wandering the halls looking for Jadot.
Ooh.
One step ahead of all of us.
Let's break away here and follow the lucid dreamer. What you end up seeing is that most of the halls themselves are pretty empty. There's a few servants milling about, cleaning quarters. There's so many rooms here, you would think it's a hotel. But they're all just guest rooms. All of them very well colored, with their own themes and motifs. You pass by a room of, you're certain, almost every single color. And you find that in one of the largest bedrooms, towards the center of the house, but farther back, where it's secluded enough, is a room with a door ajar. And you can see that the walls are deep blue satin. There's a beautiful 4-poster princess bed with a canopy. And everything else in the room is a beautiful adornment to what you would think is almost a picture painted of this room. It's so perfect and immaculate. You recognize this room as it's the room you visited many times this week. And standing at the balcony, outlooking the city of Ajaib, is Jamil Jadot III.
Children and pets are able to see me, so I am going to play with the little poodle.
And it turns and starts to bark and yip first, and then it comes over, and surprisingly it knows some tricks. Jamil is obviously perturbed. He looks about himself. Drion, is that you? If you are here, say something.
I'm going to take that opportunity to open my eyes look knowingly to the party and head toward the room.
And I'll just kind of like change my pace to start walking behind you like that was the whole time.
When you get there, you have to knock on the door. On the other side, Jamil just lets out a hurried, I not right now. I am busy. I do not have time for festivities.
Are you too busy for your dreams?
There's a scurrying of feet and the door flings wide open. He looks you up and down and is immediately disappointed. Obviously, you're not what he thought he would find.
Tell me about Drian.
Who are you?
You may call me Dream, for I am the guardian of them. I've come to discuss what you truly desire.
Guardian of Dream. How did you get in here?
You invited us.
He kind of blinks curiously at you. Seems to think of it for a moment. Make a persuasion check.
And there's my dice for ya.
Take it, Bardic Inspiration. And question, is this a roll going against a roll or just a single roll?
Just a single roll. It's not contested.
And I get to re-roll that Bardic Inspiration, right?
God damn it.
With the second Bardic Inspiration, it's an 19.
19 will do it. And he looks you up and down. And he steps aside. Come in.
And I'm gonna walk in and go play with the dog.
Creepy.
And that is where we're gonna end tonight's session as he looks at you quite bewildered. All the while, high above the sky, above the Jadot estate, a winged creature, bright, deep amethyst scales, looms in the sky, hanging beside a full moon.
Amethyst?
Amethyst. And they seem to be waiting for something. Something a long time coming.
Damn.
Yeah!
No.
Cliffhangers! Hanging from a cliff! And that's
I
why
wanted to put on a performance in front of everyone again. Because I haven't gotten to use my guitar like at all.
I mean, you do have people that are literally running around with Stark band tees, so
You're living the Gloombringer life right now.
he is a literal rock star.
Welcome to the
I also want to do it like in the middle of the whole thing. I want to put a performance in the middle of this fest, like the celebration, because I want to get rid of my inspiration.
All right, guys. Thank you for yet another wonderful session. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Always love having you with us. We're going to start with our normal closing time things, starting with nominations.
I'm gonna go for Mitch, just because I sort of have a habit of just throwing weird shit at him and letting it roll. Zone of Lies. Before that, it was the Simulacrum. He just always does a great job of rolling with it, making it entertaining.
He really is just a top tier role player.
Oh. I'm gonna give my vote to Ben. He really wowed me at the end of this session with the dream, just acquiescing the halls, and then just the setup and the play and execution on the dog.
Another great one. Another great one. Great ones all around.
I am going to give mine to Chris for playing the long game. We love some long cons that will eventually pay off. Baron was the champion of that.
Baron quite was. Stark.
I gotta give it to Chris for that very enjoyable interaction between Stark and Ambassador. That was a very, very fun interaction. I
Yeah,
think that was their first, I think, like actual interaction.
yeah, definitely first one-on-one.
Yeah. And it was very, very wholesome. In a way.
Atlantis.
I want to give Chris an honorable mention because I did like all the investor finally getting the role play and socialize with people. But I'm going to give my vote to Dream for the dream finally paying off with Jadot.
I think that's a tie.
Tiebreaker Small.
Small, you want to break our tie?
Or make it worse.
Or make it... Please don't make it worse. She's like, pressure.
You got this, Small.
Yeah, just don't pick the people who haven't gotten voted for.
Unless, of course, you want.
True, but then there'd still be a tie.
It's her vote.
True.
It is. It's her vote. Small gets a vote. Let her vote. Damn it.
Okay. You're the tiebreaker, Small, so I mean...
Ooh, the drama.
Oh, boy.
Small says, I love y'all both, but I'ma give it to ...
Loom bring.
We'll find out next time.
We'll find out next week.
Drum roll, please.
I only have one hand, so that was the best I could do. Sorry.
There's nothing I can drum on over here, so
I
let's want to drum on my thigh.
the suspense is killing me.
The suspense is actually killing me.
Small, what are you voting? You must do it.
I think she's trying to decide, to be honest.
Your voice must be heard.
Anticipation.
Give me a moment. I type slow.
Damn it, Small! You could have typed your answer.
I should have mentioned Dream while strolling in to play with the dog is humming carnival music.
No, it's already creepy enough. It doesn't need to be creepier.
Fucking clown. Evil clown. Dream.
Yay! Dream.
Dream.
Thanks, Small. You're my favorite.
Small's everyone's favorite. We love Small.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Alright, kids. Dream, take your well-deserved point of inspiration. Remember, y'all, inspiration does decay. If you didn't use it, you lost it. And we get to go on to the wonderful, most exciting part of our closing time things, we get to name tonight's episode.
Putting matters to rest.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my god, I thought the last one was...
Damn it.
I told you it wouldn't be, though. I told you it couldn't be.
God damn it.
I told you it couldn't be. Because the whole episode started with, like, it was half meta.
What's the meta? Making matters worse. Stark meta mess. Star-crossed lovers.
Putting meta
Are we
to rest.
then yet?
Are we there yet? Yeah.
So that was what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 consecutive name puns for titles.
I really want it to stop.
This really is all Stark's fault. So
It really is. Without a doubt.
Could the episode name be Train? Shoulder Shrug? Question mark?
No, because we're not there yet. There will be a
Are we
train.
here for a train?
I thought that dragon was supposed to be green.
What?
Yeah, is Crescent up there circling as well?
That would not be Amethyst Skills, would it?
Yeah, no, I was talking about something else. I wasn't talking about
Yeah,
Crescent.
yeah. So yeah, that's my name for the episode. Is I thought that dragon was supposed to be green.
But you guys didn't even see that.
Well,
More
you told
Moonstone.
us it's there.
I told the players it's there in the audience.
Um,
Yeah, but I mean, we don't...
Crescent's up there too, but apparently not the one that matters.
One bounty, 3 rewards.
Time
Side-
skip.
Times.
Side quest completed.
Side leech completed.
Quest failed successfully.
So this was the plan, right?
Fucking get rid of the boss in one
Wait.
round.
What was the one that Joe said earlier?
No more vampires.
I don't know.
What was it, Joe?
No more vampires.
No, that's not what you said.
We're about to make another vampire.
You said one at the beginning of the session.
Oh, Stark Raving Mad.
What?
I think Stark was good this episode, though.
He
I also said Stark Contrast.
Oh, maybe
only
Stark
because we
contrast.
cut now. He is about to be very bad.
Stark von Hero. Stark the Hero.
Vampires and Ajaib again.
Eh,
I don't know. I like Stark Contrast. That one's a good one.
Ooh, Stark Contrast. Ooh, wordplay. I'm a sucker for wordplay.
I kind of like Stark
Endings of
Contrast.
name puns.
Yeah,
That's not a pun. That's wordplay.
I think Stark
Wait,
Contrast
there was
works.
There was a bunch of women who hit on Stark. What about
Yeah.
Stark in the Name of Love?
Starkbringer.
No.
Starkbringer isn't a name pun.
I've got fans now apparently. So
Is vampire blood carbonated?
Ooh, why don't we name it Lord, like something with the lordship, like Lord Stark, because he's a lord now.
oh, that's true. I've finally been accepted.
What if
That's
we
like a
call
good way to
it?
also like cap the vampire
What if we
without
call
using like a
it?
punny name? Like in walks the Lord. I don't know, like intro to the Lord. I don't know, just something. With
What if we call
his
it?
lord-
What if we
his
call it
lordship.
blood bonds? Because there was a lot of bonds made.
I had that same idea.
Okay, yeah,
There were
sounds.
there were a lot of bonds made, and a lot of pacts and alliances, and there was a lot of blood. Cause Stark.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because all the celebrations had like blood in them.
Cow's blood.
It doesn't have Stark or Armada in the title, so I'm in.
Yeah. No Stark in the name of love, Small.
Stuck in the name of love.
Damn. All these episodes are either Stark related or vampire related.
Blood
Well, you
bonds.
pretty much stole the scene when you created a fucking blood leech and let it go rampaging in the fucking city.
It is
And
my job to steal the spotlight.
And then went and unstaked an ancient blood leech and let it loose on the city.
Make it worse.
It's like he was like, I'm gonna try this out small scale, and then I'm gonna full send.
Like, this is a great and opportune time to add more variables.
But look, we've profited like several times.
It's true. You have profited several times.
Yes, this is true.
And it definitely won't ever come back to bite us in the ass.
No, never.
What did we do with the body?
It's in Ambassador's prison. Question mark?
Oh, I thought it was in the Druid Grove. Honestly, it doesn't really matter where it
A
is.
sanctum down, like you had before, put a sanctum down, and then we put him inside our sanctum.
At the same time, it doesn't matter where exactly you put it. You guys have it secured. Obviously, you should figure that out, but
We can also bring it back to the Gloom Mobile.
I could stash it.
you cannot bring it to the Gloommobile because that is in a magical bubble.
Oh, that's right. So, Dream, you got a spot?
I can stash it in the Dream Realm. I know
It's a great spot.
quite a few quiet corners.
Might have to stash Prentice in Ambassador's prison.
In hell?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they can't fucking hurt people there, I guess.
Yeah, I think Ambassador's prison would be the most secure.
And didn't Ambassador promise access?
To Amelia, yeah, so I think it should be in his little laboratory. And I trust the 8th layer hell. You know, man, they got a clean shop they run down there.
You got any humans down there, Ambassador, that you could probably feed to Prentice?
Not alive ones.
Maybe some human blood? It doesn't have to be like live humans.
No, that's literally no problem. There's like Footage has his own torture dungeon there.
Oh, that's great. Then yeah, let Prentice stay there a while.
Done. It might come back a little weird.
That's fine. All my vampires come back weird.
A little 8th layery.
Yo, I'm gonna have to hop off here because I'm doing some shit going on.
That is okay. You can say goodnight to the stream before you go. Good night to everyone that hang out with us. Yes, thank you so much. Good night, stream. Good night, yo. We will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, stream.
Goodbye,
Night.
stream.
See you on Monday.